is Shanta with Integrity Education, and today I would like to teach you to do basic glute massage. I had somebody in a class recently that said in school they didn't really cover that, so she wasn't quite feeling confident in what to do. And so I wanted to make this video for her and anybody else who that just might have got skipped over. And I'm just going to show you what I do. You might do something better, so you can let us know in the comments. Okay, so I'm going to include some glutes when I work on the back, and then I'm also going to include some glutes when I work on the legs. So draping. So we're just going to undrape the back here. And then I can hold it right at the top of the sacrum, and then I'm going to fold in a little triangle here. So now we've got that happening. And I can get, here's the top of the hip bone right here. So I've got all this area at the top of the ilium. I've got glute medius, glute minimus. If you want to drape a little bit more conservatively from this direction, really I just kind of want to get this glute medius minimus area. And then when I work on the back, I'm also going to include this side of the hip, just with some effleurage. Not going too deep yet, just warming up the body. And then I can include that with this nice stroke that I'm making all the way down the back. All right, and then I might take a soft fist and go down right here, right from the side of the sacrum, going down. I like to get that side body that doesn't get really addressed. Sometimes we're just like, the back is up here, but we miss all of this in here. I can also use a forearm. And then if I had a particular spot that I wanted to work on, maybe apply a little pressure, I might just stop here. You notice my elbow's tucked up against my body. So I'm not out like this, using my shoulder. Really, I'm just pressing almost with my hip against my elbow here. And then I can apply a little bit more pressure just by moving my body forward. All right, so whatever you want to do there. And if you are comfortable draping, you know, of course you can drape down farther and get more of this area, but I'm going to cover it more from the leg. So let's do that now. All right, so I'm going to undrape the leg. And I'm just going to kind of drape that circle there. And, you know, depending on, I could go a little bit more conservatively and go here. Like really, I'm going to want to get around this hip joint. I mean, I usually kind of go about like there, basically as long as the butt crack is not exposed, you're okay. But I usually don't go up to, you know, maybe there. So I guess this is probably my normal. But let's go a little conservatively. Let's say you're new. All right, so then I'm going to include this with the leg when I'm coming up. I can come up and around this hip joint. I can do that with my palms. I can do that with my forearm. And it's just like I'm making the circle around the hip joint. Now don't worry, There's usually plenty of padding on the hip joint, so sometimes I'll even take my loose fist and just be going right over that hip joint. Don't worry that you're going to go too deep or that you're on the bone. This generally feels pretty good. And then if I want to go a little deeper kind of in this channel where the piriformis sits, so between the edge of your hip bone and then the edge of your sacrum, so we're just in the glute channel here, then sometimes I'll go in with a forearm or an elbow and go a little slower and just allow my arm to sink in, not forcing it, but just waiting for the tissue to soften. And I'm also very slowly just kind of gliding down in the direction of the feet. And then connecting that into those hamstrings. All right, so that's some really basic moves that you can use on the glutes. Thanks for watching.